Finally, in last night's dev stream, it's not on here anymore. Usually they put on here a link to go back and be able to watch the dev stream. 154 I do believe it is. They are finally adding changes to Teshin's, what is it called? The Honors store? The Honors shop? Honors Path. That's going to bug me now. This little shop he has you use steel essence to buy stuff from is changing. Finally. The Steel Path Honors. I thought it was called Honors Store or something like that. This resets soon, and it resets every week, and there is one item here that rotates every week for 8 weeks, and it's every 8 weeks you basically want to come in to get the Umbra Former. Because Umbra Former are really hard to get a hold of, and he's the only way to actually get a hold of them at the minute. Buying Kuva from him is stupidly expensive. Everything he sells is overpriced. I mention this every single week. But they are changing it. There will still be the Riven you can see there. There is an augment. There is the cadus. Cadus? Yeah, that's a melee weapon, by the way. The glyphs are going to be in here. His noggle is going to be here. They are finally adding more things. I'm hoping that they're not just there constantly, and this will rotate the entire shop every few little bit. But yeah, finally they're changing it up. Reason I say I hope that they change this up rather than just have this here all the time. They could split it and have one of the pieces of this every week. One of the ephemeras every week. That alternates every week. The stance former can come and go. The relic pack can come and go. The Kuva can come and go. Kind of like they already have for this one item that changes every week. Whether that happens or not, don't know. They just wanted to show the new glyphs, the melee weapon that he's going to have. Should probably at this point say that the Lone Tenno once used this staff to fight back the hordes of the infested. The cadus blueprint. The fact that it says 10 of 45, or is that 45 needed and have 10? Yep, that would be, it costs 45, but they had 10. Could also be why it was showing up blue here. It doesn't show what you need to build it, but I do not think for a single second that that melee weapon is going to be 45 steel essence. There is nothing of great value inside of the Steel Path Honors store that costs that little. The noggle being 35, I think that may be the first thing I've bought from him in a while. Just for the sake of having the noggle, because I don't think that is available anywhere else. But everything else, well, there is the trio ephemera that it's not too bad. Could be a little bit better, but then there is the big boy crania ephemera that, there it goes, I was starting to wonder. Yeah, they cost a lot more. 85. It's 15. Wow, is it that cheap? I thought it was more than that. For 10,000 Kuva, which isn't bad, but all of these... Actually, nothing in... It could be 45. I can't see it being 45 when the ephemera's 85, though. There is also one new item, the Riven Cypher. This will be one item, or purchasable, one of these a week, and what it will basically do is it will unveil a veiled riven without you having to do the task to unlock it. Yeah, I wonder where I've been living recently. Possibly Railjack related. But as you can see, this one says synthesize a Samara's target without using traps or abilities while having a hobbled key equipped. You would use that cipher to basically just instantly do that. You wouldn't have to do the task. It will allow you to complete ones like that without doing it. I can think of 3 tasks that I would actually use it for, but I haven't had a Riven with them on in quite a while now, actually. That one there, I might be tempted on doing it too. None of these are really hard enough to justify this thing. I'm not going to say existing because I can think of 3 or 4 of them that this will be really useful, but for more importantly than this thing being useful is it's coming, and it's going to be inside of his shop, meaning that finally, Teshin's Steel Honor store, Steel Path Honor store, is going to be much more useful. And they did talk about the fact that the swords are ceremonial, and everybody keeps asking about them. I say this at least once a week, if not every other week. I've been waiting for that since the first day he turned up, since the first time we had Nakanas. Dual wielding Nakanas would be amazing, and they are sitting right there on Teshin's waist. But really glad to see the Steel Path Honor store is going to get some love. It really kind of needed it, because this one item rotating every 8 weeks, well, 8 items rotating 1 item per week it's not bad, but it could be so much better. There could be so much more in this, considering the Steel Path is meant to be the hard route to everything. There isn't really much reward for doing it apart from this, or these, and the 8 items. The Umbra Former makes it worth it. Once every 8 weeks is fine, but just having nothing but Rivens here isn't. But the Steel Path, you basically get whatever he's selling. And then there is the trophies that you get upon completing each individual planet along the Steel Path. Mine is laid out in the order that I completed them. Before Deimos came around, there was the Derelict. That is not obtainable anymore, because obviously the Derelict is gone. It doesn't exist anymore, it became Deimos, but you got them and Steel Essence. So I'm really glad to see they are finally showing some love to the Steel Path and the Steel Path Honors store, which is many months overdue, to be fair. And even more importantly, the Steel Path is finally getting a weapon. The blueprint in there. It's not the weapon we would all like. Let's be honest, that dual Nakana is just tormenting everybody, but they did turn around and say it was ceremonial, so they could have had it as a reward for completing the Steel Path. They could have literally had a little cinematic of the ceremony of Teshin basically handing you it, but they didn't. Maybe that weapon will become available one day, but for now, at least we're getting something in there. And with that, I think we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.